Welcome back to Parks with AP. I'm at Antietam National Battlefield for another video here at Antietam, and we are at the Pry House right behind me, which was George McClellan, the commander of the Federal or Union or United States Army here at Antietam, the bloodiest day in American history. That house behind me was his headquarters here at the battle. Now we're gonna start here. I just like whenever I'm at this site, I really like this shot with the sign, especially with a pretty sky like this. It is a relatively warm January day here in Maryland. It's been in the 20s for a while, so this is nice. Good day to come out and shoot some videos. And today we're gonna do something I've never done before. This is a new style video for me, but we're gonna start the video here at George McClellan's headquarters, and then we're gonna end the video at Robert E. Lee's headquarters here at the Battle of Antietam. And the reason why I wanted to do this is, you know, these are huge names in American history. Robert E. Lee, George McClellan, Antietam, one of the biggest battles, again, bloodiest day in American history. But people hear the names, I feel like a lot of times they don't really think about, wow, they were really here on this ground, so close to each other at the same time with these huge armies clashing. So that's kind of the point. We're gonna start here at the Pry House. We're gonna check out an amazing view of the battlefield here in the backyard. And then we're gonna hop in the car. I'm gonna show you guys just how close these two commanding generals of the Civil War were to each other at this battle. So I will catch back up with you guys here at the top of this hill. Okay, we're now in the backyard of the Pry House, and I wanted to show you guys this incredible view that a lot of visitors never see. This is part of the battlefield. This is National Park Service property, so feel free to do this for yourself the next time you're here at Antietam. But here is the incredible commanding view that George McClellan would have had of the battlefield on September 17th, 1862. It's gonna be hard for me to point out landmarks to you with this camera, but I'm looking right towards the sunken road, the observation tower, the Muma Farm, the Roulette Farm, the visitor center, all straight ahead. George McClellan would have had this incredible commanding view of all of those parts of the battlefield. So be sure to come and check that out the next time that you're here. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna head back to my car and we're gonna drive through the town of Sharpsburg, give you a view of that, and go to Robert E. Lee's headquarters here at the Battle of Antietam. Not only was the Pry Farm here, George McClellan's headquarters, but it was also a major field hospital after the battle. Thousands and thousands of dead and wounded soldiers would have taken over the Pry property here. It would have been a sad, sad sight for sure. With it being a field hospital, the building is also sometimes open. It is run by the National Museum of Civil War Medicine. Their main museum is in Frederick, Maryland, and they also run the Clara Barton Missing Soldiers Office Museum in Washington, D.C. So one final view here of the Pry House. And now we're gonna head to my car and head to Robert E. Lee's headquarters. We are leaving the Pry Farm and we're gonna head to Robert E. Lee's headquarters. And I think you guys might be surprised at just how quickly we actually get there. And we're gonna go through some landmarks along the way, including going through the town of Sharpsburg. Yeah, this nice kind of plantation style, I guess, entrance to the Pry Farm. Gotta be a little careful here when you make the right out of here, just so you guys know. And we're battling daylight a little bit, and I forgot to put my glasses on. But we should be all right. It's a straight shot once you make this right. And here we go. So the speed limit right now is 50, which probably looks pretty fast on the screen for you. So just wanted to let you know. We'll be going slower here shortly. And coming up, we're actually going to enter the battlefield by crossing the middle bridge, the modern middle bridge. At the time of the battle, this bridge would have been the exact same as the Burnside Bridge, if you're familiar with that. And this is how the Confederate Army entered Sharpsburg for the battle. So that is the route we're on. They would have crossed this exact bridge coming up. So here's the middle bridge. This is how the Confederate Army would have arrived. You might actually notice a monument of Robert E. Lee once we cross the bridge. Over here by the newcomer house and farm, which is historic. There's a Robert E. Lee monument up there. And we are now entering the battlefield proper. And we'll be in Sharpsburg before you know it. That nice pretty sunset sky ahead of us. So to the right of us, again, is like the visitor center, Sunken Road, Westwoods, all that area. And to the left of us is how you would get down to the Burnside Bridge. So this is that intersection. Oh, the cows are out. The National Cemetery for Antietam is right up here on the left. And we are entering the town of Sharpsburg. So again, battlefield proper, you know, early first day. Well, there's only one day, but early in the day is all to the right. And we will be at Robert E. Lee's headquarters very, very shortly. Less than a mile now. You would make this right to get to the visitor center. And leaving the visitor center to get back to this road, this is one of the worst lefts in Maryland. I hate it. Obviously, that's kind of a funny statement with, you know, Baltimore driving and DC driving, but I really despise making that left. And I've had to do it a bunch. So here's historic Sharpsburg. Has a lot of that, you know, 19th century charm to it still. It's nice. If you ever want to come and just park and walk around, it's a great little town for that, to go with your battlefield experience. This bus is riding my butt for no reason. So you kind of just get a feel for it. Imagine George McClellan perched up with his great view at the farm, Robert E. Lee down here more town focused, trying to scope out the land, what position is best. As soon as we entered the school zone, the bus laid off. Who would have thought? All right, we're coming right up on it. And here we are, just like that. That is how close George McClellan and Robert E. Lee were to each other at the Battle of Antietam. Okay, we have hopped out of the car, and as you can see, we are here at the headquarters site for General Robert E. Lee. By the way, I've always loved the look of the historic signs here at Antietam. It's definitely a classy battlefield look. Now, a lot of you might be saying to yourselves right now, well, wait a minute, where's the grand house? Not all Civil War headquarters, even for generals of the level of Robert E. Lee, were in houses. Sometimes they had to make do George Washington style and just make up camp in a tent. And that's exactly what Robert E. Lee had here at Sharpsburg. We have a monument marking the site. CSA on this site in an oak grove from September 15th to September 18th, 1862, stood the headquarters tent of General Robert E. Lee, commanding the Confederate forces. And this monument, or the land was, a monument was purchased, restored, and marked by the West Virginia Division United Daughters of the Confederacy, and unveiled on September 17th, anniversary of the battle, in 1936. So you can kind of picture the oak grove, kind of picture a array of tents for Lee and his commanding officers. And definitely a different look than where we started the video, but here it is, Robert E. Lee's headquarters. You might see on Google Maps, there's a historic looking house. That is actually a picture of Lee's headquarters at Gettysburg, which is preserved, restored, and run by the American Battlefield Trust. And the battlefield is straight ahead this way. So you can also see we're going up a little bit of high ground here. So General Lee and his forces would have had a solid view of the battlefield as well. So that would be straight ahead this way. So I want to thank you guys for joining me. Let me know what you think. Would you be interested in more videos like this at other battlefields? Checking out the distance in between generals' headquarters. Let me know. Again, it's the first time for me. Thought it'd be something new that people might enjoy. So I want to thank you for joining me as always. And let me know in the comments again what you thought. And if you want more of these. And if you're ever planning a history trip to this part of Maryland, I've recorded a bunch of videos today at different areas you can go to in this vicinity, all within 30 minutes of each other. So be on the lookout for those as well. So I will see you guys next time.